Hello everyone, my name is Jerry. Today I'm going to build a Magneto helmet with a pattern made by Odin Makes. Right, so on a recent Discord thing that we're on with Odin Makes, the Odin Makes server, he was talking about making a Magneto helmet for a class. He's going to some con, I think it's New York Comic Con or something like that, and they asked him to do a course like on how to build a helmet for cosplay. He built or he made a pattern for a Magneto helmet, but he has not doing a video for it. So what he's going to do is, I'm talking gibberish, what the hell am I talking about? He made a pattern for it, right? He's not making a video for it, or at least not yet. He's just going to give the pattern to his people on his Patreon, aka me. He gave permission to make this on a video. Why not take that opportunity? So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you how to make a helmet from a pattern that you can get online. Yeah, we'll do that. Sometimes I talk a lot of crap. Anyway, what you need to do is get a pattern first off, right? So a lot of patterns you can get online for free, as I was talking in my top 10 video. What's stuck in my pocket that's hurting my leg? And like the likes of Odin puts out all of his patterns for free, so you won't get this one, but you'll be able to get, say, any other pattern. It's the same kind of principle. So go into Odin's back catalogue, watch a couple of videos, pick out a helmet or a prop that you think might be easy, and print it out. I'm going to show some instructions up here. You have to print it out on a poster setting, maybe 100%, and it'll give you a couple of pictures or a couple of sheets like this, right? My printer's garbage. It's kind of all over the place. Basically what you get is a couple of sheets, and you'll get little alignment marks like this. You can see down there, right where my finger is, and you have to align them up, and you have to line them up so you get your full pattern. Right, so page 1 of 2. Right, where am I? So what you'll do is, you can't do this up against a window. I've seen Chris from Lost Wax do that, put it up against a window, or you can get a ruler and a blade and slice off these bits and put them together. That's what I usually do. Right, so I taped it together on a window because I think my printer printed out, it kind of tits up, if you know what I mean. Right, so what I need to do is, because some reason my printer didn't print it out right, or maybe I cut too much off or something, anyway, it didn't print out proper, or didn't cut out properly, or line up properly. Jesus Christ, my brain's not working today at all. So it didn't line up properly. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut out all of this and then cut that out separately, and then I'll just fix that with a bit of tape then. Right, now that the 3 main pieces are cut out, you need to transfer them onto foam. I have a little bit of 5mm foam. I think the instructions say 6. There's a 210, 6 to 10. Right side lower helmet cut 2 and another 6 to 10mm. Well, I only have 5, so that's what I'm using. What you'd normally want to do is cut out your registration marks, which I'm going to do with this. Normally I do it with my pattern notcher, but it never really works when the paper is so thin. It kind of just rips a hole on it. This is the very, very, very last piece of any roll of foam I have. So I might actually have to invest in buying foam after this. Yay! Right, I'm cutting out. Now, and when you're cutting out foam, make sure, I know the camera's all over the place, when you're cutting out the foam, make sure you get your alignment marks and write on the CBA so you can know where to line them up. I would normally put these onto cardboard, but seeing as I'm not in a rush or anything, but I'm just trying to run through the steps as quickly as I can. Registration marks are done, and then make sure B and C. And then what you want to do is, for the sake of being symmetrical, flip it over, get the other side. Now, I don't know if you've watched my Star Trek video, but I mentioned the Star Trek, or you've seen in the Star Trek video, that I had already made a Magneto helmet. I'd made that donkeys years ago. It was just a basic helmet that I added bits onto. So we'll see the difference when we're finished. I'd like you to know which one is going to be better. Right, next step is to start cutting out the pieces once they're down. You want a nice sharp knife. If your knife isn't sharp, keep your sharpener close, because that's over there. Because the foam will dull your knife quickly. So don't cut too fast. Keep it steady. As far as I can tell, they're all 90-degree cuts. I think this is the Magneto helmet from, is it the 90s cartoon? Maybe a combination of that and a combination of the old school comic book one. Right, that's them cut out. Next step after cutting them out is heat forming them. I'm not going to heat form the long bits because they're already curved, they're already going in that direction. But I do need to curve these a bit just for the dome, okay? And what you want to do is get something round. I found this in my job. This thing, it's just a random light covering. The old thing I had was crap, so and what you do is untangle your wires that are on the floor first, and you heat your piece. Give it a few passes on each side. And then just fold it over, keep it in that position until it cools down, and it should keep that shape, making it easier for you to glue on the dome. Now this stuff here, this foam here is very soft anyway, but you can get harder HD foam that might not be soft, which will definitely need a cut. See? There's the old bit, that's the new bit. And rinse and repeat. Right, so that's all 4 of those bits. You can see the curve on them there. It's going to make it much easier. And now it's time for gluing them up, contact cement. Now I'm actually being smart today, am I? I was going to be smart today. I could find me bloody mask. Now, I recently changed the filters on these because my mate Danny gave out to me. And I have bad lungs, but sure, look, it is what it is. At least I'm using it this time. Right, what you want to do is get it all on the edges, let it dry, and we'll get back to it. Well, my contact cement is a bit shit, but we'll go with the flow. Right, so basically what you want to do is line up your parts, right, so you know where to go. I'll take this off. Right, so B to B, right, so that means, that does it, where's my other one? So that means it'll be that one, right? We'll go on to there. So I'll try this one first because that's not probably fully dry. But basically B to B, right? And then A to A, and so on, right? I should have actually curved these a bit because I realised the curves on the other side, not the inside, but it's not to matter because these are how do I put it? Softer foam, easier to curve, right? So there's the first alignment mark here. See if you can see it there. And you're going to line that up there. Right, and if you'll have the first one lined up, the rest of them should line up perfectly. I'm getting nowhere with this. I'm going to keep the sides aside. I'm going to do the dome first, right? I was trying to get ahead of myself, exactly what I was doing. That's perfect, one half of the dome. I don't have to redo the contact cement on that. Definitely going to have to reapply glue on this. Right, so you've got a seam at the back here, right in the middle. What you want to do is line it up with that and move it all the way around. Of course, I'm still trying to figure out how to bleeding do that. B to B. And then the back part is probably going to be the hardest because it's got two seams, it's got a double seam, it's got the back bit and then the side bit. So just literally take your time, as I said before. You can go up to there or do it there and around and then pull it off the side. That makes you more comfortable. And again, foam is quite malleable, quite soft. You can push it into the way you want it. Line that one up and happy days there. Let's see if I still think it's too small. No, actually it's not too bad. I was just thinking I printed it out arseways. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that contact cement settle, and while it's settling I'm going to cut out the other part in pieces. You also seen something do Odin do this on the live stream. I'm going to tape the inside of it together just to keep the shape going right while it's sealed. So that's a lot of glue. You're going to have to really do a job on that. When it's dry you can either try and sand it off. What I might do is just try and use like thinners or that stuff to get it off the contact cement thinner. So we cut out the side bits. It's just made out of foam. It says to cut them out of 4mm, and I don't have 4mm, but I am going to cut them out of 2mm. These ones are self-explanatory. You just put them out, glue them on, yada yada yada. Glue them on there, glue that on up there, and then there's other bits that I'm not 100% sure what to do with. Grrr, angry. Is that the way it is? And then I have bits for horns as well. This bit goes there. I don't know, we'll figure it out as we go along. Again, this is my last bit of, it's actually 3mm, not 2mm, so that's a bit better. What I'm going to do is I have them cut out. This is 3mm, not what did he say, 4mm. So what I need to do is I need to pour contact cement on the inside of it and contact cement on the outside of the helmet, glue them on. I'll do that part next. The forward side is dry enough. Start sticking on. I'm show it on the top camera mostly. And what you want to do is avoid sticking the other bits down before they should do. You can put tape and what you call it, get off paper in between to try and avoid that, to try and avoid them sticking together early. And I've done that for larger pieces, but some bits like this, if you're safe, if you're slow, you're going to be okay. God, I can't believe how perfect that fit. Lovely. These bits here, I didn't put enough paint or enough contact cement down, but I'll fix that with a bit of super glue. Once the details and embellishments and stuff start going on, you see how good your project is. Shit. Oh, and I broke it. Shit. Shit. How did I do that? I put the... Oh my god. Mistakes galore here. I put the contact cement on the wrong side of this. I should have put it on, no, because I flipped it over. It should be right. Right. Want to waste a bit more foam. Yep, coming along. Right, so I fixed that bit. And then I have to figure out what's coming up next. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all these pieces ready. Where's the other bit? I'm sure I cut them out. Yeah, that. There's the other bit that I cut out. I'm going to get them ready. I'm going to do a bit of dremeling and then I'm going to come back to the camera. I'm also going to try and get all that millions of super glue off the inside of my finger. That's neither here nor there. Right, so sanding, doing as best as I can. The glue is, because I started off with gloopy glue. Because I started off with the glue kind of gloopy, it's left this hard edge on some of the seams and it won't sand down. No matter how hard I sand, it just sticks up. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to put a bit of sealer on it after I get all this stuff on. So it kind of goes on here. What I'm going to do is super glue it on because I don't want any more glue seams from the contact cement. So I'm going to try and avoid that. Again, I wasn't 100% sure where half of the stuff goes. Thank God Google exists. So that's the top part glued on. It's starting to look pretty deadly, I'll give it that. And then this bit goes in the middle, so I'll just show you that bit that's glued on there. And then this bit's going to go down here. And then, yep, super glue lid nearly went right up. Let me see the picture. Kind of in the middle, like that. Yep, I can do that as well. Get super glue. There's more super glue on my fingers now than there is anything else. It's a little bit off, and I don't know why, because I have it lined up with the seam correctly, but it's not the worst. It's like minor league, you know, for a wee bit. I'll show you now when this is glued on. You can notice that at the top there. Right, so I'm kind of happy with everything except the seams, because it is. It's a combination of. I'll show you the camera there. It's a combination of crappy foam and my contact cement being gloopy. So my next idea is to use some of this filler. So what I'm doing is I'm using a dry finger to mush it into the seams, and then while it's in there I'm getting my wet finger and I'm smoothing it out as best I can. And this stuff really does work, it's really good. You just need patience, which is weird because I don't have that. I don't have a lot of patience. I don't think it's going to work too well because the glue was so gloopy. But again, all I can do is try. Right, so what I did was, while I was doing the seams, I decided to cover the whole thing in this stuff. See if I could get a good kind of metallic sheen off it. What I'll do is I'll wait for that to dry. I will try another pass when I sand down the seams. I will then try and put maybe, I don't know, another layer of sealer on it, see if I can get another shine on it, and then paint it and see where we go from there. Yep, that's what I'll do. Right, it's been a day or so. I've got things to do and whatnot, but the sealant over the top of it has dried, and I coated it with a couple of coats of Flex Bond, and I got this kind of real nice shiny effect going on. That's what I want. Try and make it as much look like metal as I can. Starting to paint over this side, just to throw a bit of red on, because apparently it's red and purple, not purple and purple. But I didn't know that. It seems to be holding together at the front as well. It's still a bit wobbly, just because of the foam was a bit cheap. Like, if I had the other stuff, it'd probably still be in place. So I'm going to get into the painting now. I'm just going to paint red and purple. We have red and purple here, and be done with it. I think then I'll clear coat it as well. I have this good flex paint stuff that I'm using. It's tough to go on because the flex bond is so slick, so it might take a couple of coats, but sure, look, we'll get into it. I'm going to lash as much of it as we can on, 2 or 3 coats maybe. I do have red spray paint out there, but I can't be arsed to start taping stuff off, so I think this will just be just as quick and just as good. When you're painting a brush, just try and make the brush strokes all in one direction. I mean, it is hard to do, especially with the curve of the helmet, but just try your best. I think if you go all in one direction, you know, instead of going cross, you'll have loads of brush strokes all over the shop. And I love my new, maybe you can see it there. It's like a brush holder / washer thing. Seen people online using them, I was like, ooh, they could be handy. And they are. But you know what I could do, now that I think about it? Instead of painting it on, I think the next coat I might sponge on. That might give it a better coat, I suppose. It'll give it a better... Basically a sponge will get everywhere, whereas the brush is making brush strokes. This would have been a great candidate for if I had white plaster. That would have been perfect for this. I think what I'll do is get out my purple paint. Let's see if it's the right purple. The purple paint seems to be going on way better. I don't think it's dark enough, but maybe I'll put on 1 coat and then I'll just darken it. A second coat, or a bit of black or something into it. You can see the kind of red and the purple. Now it's not finished by any stretch of the imagination here. I'm going to let it, instead of drying it with the hairdryer, I'm just going to give it an hour or 2 to dry properly. I'm going to come back in, I'm going to try and get a different shade of purple. I might have another purple there, if not I'll make something like that. That's a bit weird, it's not the right colour. Then I'm going to sponge paint the rest of this another coat of red and see if I can get rid of the streaks and the blotches, and then clear coat and we'll be done. Right, so later. Right, so finished. What I did was, I just finished off the painting and I give it a good clear coat. Now you can see that kind of, it looks shiny and like a good metal. There's bits of blotchy paint working there. I think that's just because my paint is kind of old and crap and whatnot. Probably should have spray painted it, but I'm happy with it. Let's see. Got to scooch down. I need to fix my camera as well. Fits very well. This thing kind of bows out a bit. I'm going to put more, another strip of foam on the inside. You can see what I did there. With strips of foam on the inside to kind of curl it inwards. I'm going to do that with more foam later on, just to keep it in that shape. But I'm happy with it. And as I said before, I made an old one. I made another Magneto helmet a long time ago in my Star Trek video. And that's it there. So I just made this off a random pattern I got, and I think it was an Evil Dead pattern, and then I just made the other bits myself, which didn't work out very well. But I made this donkeys years ago. Like, this is probably 10 years old at this stage. One of my first helmets I made. Still fits. It's a bit tight, but it fits. But I won't get rid of this one. Kind of keep it just for nostalgic reasons, you know.
It's made out of the floor mat stuff. You can see there, it's fairly thick and off. It's not the greatest bleeding thing in the world, but I love it because it just made. It's one of the first ones that I made with just me, like, you know what I mean. I used a partner for sure, but all these extra bits there are mine, like, you know. So happy with it. But if you look closely, obviously I prepared this one. If you like the video, give me a like, give me a subscribe. If there's anything you think I can build or should build, slap in the comments below and I'll get back to you. Good luck. Right, that's it. If you like the video, give me a like, give me a subscribe. If you just think you anything, blah blah blah. Hello everyone, my name is Jerry, and today I'm going to build a Magneto helmet. Shit. Oh god. Your brain's not with it.